Saludos and salutations, Broncos country, and welcome back into another exciting episode of Broncos Talk. Ladies and gentlemen, we have got a banger for you guys today. Libre and I were just hanging out backstage. I know we're running a little bit late, but hey, better late than never, right? But guys, the title for today's show, if you've been living under a rock and you haven't heard the news, get ready because a very important person on the Broncos coaching staff got an extension. So they're going to be staying with the Denver Broncos for a not a very long time, but let's just say longer. So the longer that they're here, that means that success and winning they're bringing it with them. Guys, I cannot wait to share it with you. Libre cannot wait to share it with you. We cannot wait to sit and talk to you guys about it. So please make sure that your food is warm, that your beer is cold, that you're comfortable as hell, because you are not going to want to miss a single part of today's show. And guys, let me just say, when you go shopping, okay, and you get to the scanner, because I know some places still like the self-checkout. If you don't know what you're doing because you're not technologically savvy, just go to somebody that can discuss that can check your items for you individually, like a cashier. You know, don't sit there and hold it up because you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're scanning. You don't know how to pay. Like, you're holding up the line. It's just the same. It goes the same thing if you go into like the 10 items or less. If you have more than 10 items, go to the regular cashier. Don't try to hide it under the cart or whatever. You're taking up people's time. So move it along. Let's keep it going. And welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alan Diaz, and joining me to my left or right, depending on which direction you're watching, is my co-host, the one, the only, the incredible, my best friend as well as yours, the Bronco Libre.
What's happening, Broncos country? What a great day that we have today. Some information coming out of Broncos minicamp today as well. Can't wait till we get to this here with you guys, because guess what? We're the first show to be talking about it today. Let's do this.
We also have a bit of bad news in terms of the Bronco front, ladies and gentlemen. If you watched our episode last week, you already know where it is that we're going in that direction. And unfortunately, we have to talk about it because that's what we do on this show. And if we don't talk about it, then Johnny's going to pull our licensing, and me and Libre are probably going to have to go on Temu or whatever the watered down version of this is.
The Timo version?
The Temu version? Temu talk?
Temu talk?
But ladies and gentlemen, if this is your first time in, welcome. If not, welcome back. Before we get started with all of our shenanigans, please just know that we have to go through a couple of things first before we can do said shenanigans. So please bear with us as we go along. First of all, Libre and I would like to ask you guys for your support. If you could subscribe, share, comment, and like on this and all of the previous videos and episodes you guys have seen here on the Orange and Blue Network. I finally got the audio for the clip from 2 weeks ago. I will be uploading it real soon, so be on the lookout for that. It won't be in chronological order like it normally would be, so we're going to call it the lost episode because technically it kind of is. If you go through the network, it's probably already there, but this is more for the audio listener, so I am jumping a bit apart. But anyways, guys, we need your help, your support to help us spread the word to all of Broncos country that Libre and I are here. So we need your help, and you could start by subscribing, again, sharing this video, commenting. If there's something you hear me and Libre talk about that you agree or don't agree with, please feel free to hit us up in the comment section, and we will answer accordingly. Audio listeners, now I'm talking to you guys. Regardless of what platform you're listening to us in, please 5-star reviews are much appreciated. You can also share your favorite podcast with all of your friends. And as well, if you'd like to screenshot us your review and send it to our socials, you see there at the bottom, Libre and I will be more than happy to read them out loud here on the air, as well as give you our continued grace for your continued support. Our Twitter handles are mine is at 6'10" Mexican. Bronco Libre is at Bronco Libre 5280. For any business inquiries, you can email at broncostalk2020@gmail.com. Guys, special news. We have a big announcement to make. First, let's say hi to our sponsor, which is Dubby. It's got no sugar, no calories, no maltodextrin, no fillers, no artificial colors. It's formulated with nothing but amino acids, B vitamins, and nootropics, which is part of the neurofactor nootropic, and the caffeine, which is derived directly from the coffee fruit. As Libre and I like to say, it's all the good without all the bad. And if you use the code today, OBN10, you'll get 10% off your final order at checkout with all of your favorite Dubby products and flavors. Again, that code is OBN10 to get your 10% off your favorite Dubby flavors and products. Shout out to Dubby for being a continued sponsor of this and all the shows here on the Orange and Blue Network. But guys, that's not the important news. The important announcement, I should say announcement, not news, is that we have another new sponsor that is sponsoring.
What?
Yeah, new sponsor here on the Orange and Blue Network. Guys, say hello to Lily's Beauty Salon. If you need to look your very best, guys, Lily has got you covered. Of course, this is only for people like Libre that live in the Thornton, Colorado area. So if you need it to be hooked up, all right, Mondays and Tuesdays, their business hours are posted right there. They are closed, but Wednesdays through Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. they're open, and on Sundays at 9:30 a.m. To 5 p.m. Guys, please make sure you go and treat yourself to something nice. You know, Libre, I'm not much of a beauty salon kind of guy, but if I was, I definitely would go myself. But shout out to Lily's Beauty Salon for being our new sponsor. And then just remember, if you need a cut, trim, fade, or braid, contact Lily to avoid game day shade.
And she only takes appointments, so there's no walk-ins. Just as a reminder.
Yeah, no walk-ins. You have to be there. So shout out to Lily. Welcome to the Orange and Blue crew. We always are very, very anxious to welcome new sponsors to the network and the shows as well. Guys, we also have Bronco schedule for those of you that don't know. All the programs that are coming up throughout the regular season. Please keep in mind that if any changes are made, they will be made thoroughly, and we will put them out on our official Twitter page and Twitter handle. So please make sure you follow us on those so you don't miss any of the Broncos action. So please keep in mind that the times I'm going to read to you are also in Mountain. Mondays and Fridays at 11 a.m. we have the Orange and Blue Blitz. On Mondays at 7, we have the Broncos Bros, because do you even Broncos, bro? You know what I'm saying?
You Broncos, bro? Let's go.
Yeah. Tuesdays at 7:30, we have the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast, the flagship show. On Wednesdays, just before we go live at 6, we have the Mile Symposium for those of you Colorado fans that are also fans of the Avalanche, the Nuggets, and the Rockies. They got you covered. On Thursdays at 7, we have the Oukast podcast. And then on Fridays, during the regular season, every Friday is the Viva Los Broncos Spanish broadcast. I know we didn't air this past Friday. We do apologize. But sometimes life happens. Life happens. So please, we will be addressing when we go back live for that. And Orange, for any breaking news in Broncos country, the Fresh Squeeze has got you covered. So please make sure you have you hit that live notification button so you don't miss a single moment of the action that happens in Broncos country. And then during the regular season, we have the Get Buck pregame show where the guys come together and bring you everything going into that game for the Broncos. If you don't have the ability to watch the Broncos game, the Bucking booth has got you covered with play-by-play action. And then the Buck Your Feelings postgame show afterwards, where the guys come back, talk about everything that happened, the good, the bad, and the Bucky, and bring you everything that needs to be looked at for the following week. So we all got you covered for all your Broncos needs, guys. And also, before I forget, this is a Mike Carmelini approved show. Woo! Mike Carmelini, see, that's his face right there, and that's his signature, who says this show rocks, in case you need any more proof. And I know he probably gets tired of me showing that, but I don't care.
So,
all right, Bronco Libre, I think I can go home now, right?
Yes, you can go home since you did all the housekeeping. I'm going to bring on another co-host then. I'm actually having somebody wanting to join our live here today.
Wow.
He's been on other shows as well. You've probably seen him. His name is Alex. So I'm going to be going in and getting him set up here soon as well once we get going. But let's get some comments real quick.
Sure.
What's happening, King E Broncos? How you doing, bro?
My high salute to you, my friend.
And then he goes, I'm watching it upside down. I'm assuming that you're watching our show upside down, because then he goes, that just LMAO. But then he goes, I think, library, you're behind calls. Mahalo. Monsters just went off. They're talking about it. So I don't know what's going on.
Like that?
Yeah. So he's like, what's happening? Tim Dog in the house. What are you doing, my bro?
I can't hold this like this all stream, Libre.
You can do it.
My arm's going to give out.
Come on.
Whew.
And then we have Shy Vargas. What's happening, my bro? And then we got Primo Juan. What's happening?
Already here.
Country Libra.
Yeah.
What's up, Primo? How you doing, Primo? And then here we go. Tim Dog talking about Lily. She has the best fades here in the 303-720 Ned Thornton, Colorado. Let's go.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
And then here's our boy, Alex Ramirez. Great contact, fellas. Keep it going. So he's the one that we're going to be getting in here. So let me get the copy of our link real quick, and I'll send it over to him. Where'd it go? So it looks like we're good on the comments itself. So let's talk about the title of the show, which I thought was a little interesting on what it is.
Let me just say for the record real quick, so we don't get copyright striked, that was a ringtone. That was not me actually playing music. So I hope we don't get copyright strike, but I couldn't reach the button fast enough. But my dad loves Rigo Tovar, so that's his custom ringtone, so I know it's him. But yeah, I just for the record, I did not pick the title for the show, although I think it's hilarious as all hell, because and I couldn't use that even if I wanted to, Libre, because I am not a father. So I think I'm probably the only person on the Orange and Blue Network that doesn't have kids. I could be wrong, but it's funny as hell, and I hope it gets the traction and brings in the traffic that we think it's going to be, outside of anything that's like S&M type of feeling.
Right.
But before we even talk about that, Libre, I think we should get the bad news out of the way first. All right.
Let's do that.
And by that being, ladies and gentlemen, if you saw our episode last week, Libre and I sat down, because that's all we can do is we can sit down, and we talked about everything going on with Jonathan Cooper. All right. We thought it was bad last week's episode. Within, like, what would you say, Libre, a day or two?
It was just the next day. It
was the next day, right?
Yeah.
He gets arrested again on more serious charges this time. And just before we went live on the air today, a little earlier, the judge in that case dismissed the charges against Cooper's girlfriend. So this puts Jonathan Cooper on an island by himself. And that is not good. It really isn't. Now, the Broncos themselves have told Jonathan Cooper that he does not have to go to any of the mandatory camps or whatever the Broncos are doing right now, OTAs or what have you, so he can go and get this this situation rectified. But me personally, Libre, I don't think the writing on the wall is looking good for Jonathan Cooper. I think that the worst case scenario is that the Broncos move on and cut him. And we already know that these owners do not play around. They will go and eat the dead cap hit, if any, off that contract, because they are not messing around. They want to bring a championship to Denver, and they do not care who you are, how famous you are, what you bring to the table in terms of, like Russell Wilson-esque vibes. They do not care for that. All right. So unless the only saving grace that Jonathan Cooper has is that if he can get to some settlement with the court where it's like he avoids serious jail time, and I'm pretty sure that the NFL is probably going to hand him down a suspension, even if the Broncos don't cut him and he stays on the team. It's definitely not looking good for like the first couple of weeks, I would say, Libre.
No, you're right. But let me first, I want to introduce you guys to a guest that has been on multiple shows here on the network. The one, the only, Alex Ramirez from The Final Word. How you doing, bro?
Hey, guys. Oh, my God. You guys are just killing it. Your content is unbelievable. I love it. Thank you, man, for that warm introductory there, Bronco Libre. And Aiden Diaz, man, you guys have a good chemistry going. I love it.
And I'm not even drunk yet.
Well, don't worry. The show's 2 hours. Give it time. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Listen, you guys are, you touched on a good point, Aiden, about Jonathan Cooper real quick. And thank you, Bronco Libre. I mean,
welcome into the show. Always a pleasure to have you, Alex.
This is awesome, man. You guys are great. The whole Orange and Blue Network is amazing. My guys, I got a quick shout out to my guys, Tim Borrego and Jorge Montoya. You've had me on the Mile High Oukast, one of your guys' sister stations on the overall network. Just overall great stuff, guys. But to your point, Aiden, you're right. Adon, excuse me. I'm sorry, Adon.
You're fine. Don't worry about it.
The whole Jonathan Cooper thing, I was like really dialed in listening to you. You're right, man. But here's the unfortunate part about what that situation is. Public perception sometimes is greater in value as far as like what they perceive of you. He may get off forever. This thing may go away, but it's not going to go away because it'll be like, but if there's Ray Rice video out there, it's over. I'm just going on the worst case scenario situation.
Oh, absolutely.
But you're right, guys. I think it's unfortunate, and what a horrible time for that to have. I don't want to start on a downer, but you guys are doing a great job. And I was talking to Tim. You can call him my boss because I work for him on Thursdays sometimes. But listen, guys, you guys are doing a great job. I want to know what you guys think. Bronco Raider, what do you think, man? Do you think Cooper gets out of this one without any suspensions, or what do you think, man?
With just all the information that's still coming out, and even with his lawyer putting in appeals, that it looks like they did accept like the some of the appeals itself that I was just reading here real quick.
Just tread lightly when you talk about these things, because it's really, we can't really talk about it. Just
right. I'm only going whatever Mike Kliss is reporting.
There you go. That's what I was saying. I blame it on Mike Kliss all the time. He's a good friend of mine.
Credible source. Yeah.
Blame it on Mike.
Mike, it's your fault. Not Mike Carmelini, but Mike Kliss. But honestly, like, let me talk to Boo Boo real quick. How you doing, girl? Thank you for joining on the live. That's Tim's daughter right there.
All right.
So one thing is like, yes, like you were just saying, once you have this on you, it's going to take you forever. I was just watching some of this video about the 20 most incidents that happen in NFL history, And of course, Ray Lewis is the number one out there, where he was charged with murder and all that, but then he got out of it. But again, that still followed his career. Even though he was still able to be a free man, that is still something that's going to be attached to you for life. That's never going to change. And this is also going to be a thing with Jonathan Cooper as well, where it's going to be with him the whole time. And that's the sad part about it. You know, like I was talking about it last week itself, is like, yeah, he might have been hungry for an apple, but he ate the wrong type of apple, you know, biting onto the phone. But like, what's crazy too is like the girlfriend admitted to doing all of this, taking his phone, you know, and doing all that, going through it, throwing it up against the wall, breaking it as well. Like, and then, but she just gets scot-free without any of these charges, even with the affidavit, you know, that had come out that day from the first arrest, with some of the allegations that she posted on that, and then not having concrete evidence what the cops seen that night. So the two different type of stories, there's always three sides of a story, right? The side A, side B, and then the truth. So you always have this person's, and then the actual truth itself. I also watch a lot of First Amendment auditors as well. And they record for a reason, because like they always say the same thing. They have the version that this person's saying, you have my version, but there's also one person there's a version that doesn't ever lie, and that's the video camera. So that's another thing as well. It's like how you're saying that hopefully there is no video, which, assuming that we're going to assume that there's no video at all, since it was in his apartment or whatever the case may be, but still afterwards, sending those text messages, trying to get a hold of her. Like, it was 20 plus text messages. I don't know if it's throughout the day or whatever, if it was 20 consecutive. Like, they didn't really go into specifics itself, but it sounded like the way that it was just throughout the day, and she didn't respond or whatever. But yeah, this is going to be very detrimental to him. I don't see him not getting a suspension. And if we do get a suspension, and it's going to be the worst part of our schedule that it's going to happen, because it's going to be in the first couple weeks of the season. It could be the first 6 weeks as well, depending on what comes out about it. But again, he has a hearing that's going to be coming up, like possibly the week right before the training camp starts. So that's going to be a big distraction. Hopefully that this is not a great distraction that it's going to cause for the team itself. But I feel like this team has no problem going in and saying, you know what? We don't need this distraction no more. We're going to go on and we're going to cut ties with you, because they have no problem with dead cap money. We already know that. So they will do whatever they need to do to help protect the brand. And that's really ultimately what it comes down to, is the brand of the Broncos. And then that's final.
I wholeheartedly agree with you, gentlemen. The only thing that I think kind of hurts the Broncos is the fact that it puts them up against a wall, because replacing a guy like Jonathan Cooper on the fly will not be an easy task. If this would have happened like after the Super Bowl, different story. They could have, had more options, decided if they could have pursued somebody in free agency, or maybe did a little more research and got somebody in the draft. Not to say that they can't do that now in terms of trading away, but they would have to give up more value for that if they decide to go the route of cutting Cooper. Right now, it's a little bit drastic to say that. I don't think the Broncos will make a move until they get an idea of where that case is leading. Unless things spiral out of control and the negative press continues to be an issue, and they really won't have a choice but to cut him earlier before his court date. But to Libre's point, it definitely does not help the entire team with everything that's going on with it. The fact that he's not there currently to, work out with the team and try to empower and better not just his teammates, but himself as a person, as a player, and just pick up where the Broncos left off last season. And Cam Jordan.
Right before you go on, I just want to make sure that Shai Vargas just asking, do you think that we're going to be cutting Cooper? Like, again, not today. Well, that's not going to happen immediately.
Mm-mm.
You have to remember, Shai, that you have to let the legal process go through as well, because you can't just act upon it right away with these allegations. Because if there's no hardcore,
that's all they are is
Yep,
allegations at this
exactly.
point.
Yeah.
So all allegations, and you have to let it play out. Once the charges are there and there's a conviction, then that's when you make that determination. But until then, you have to let it roll out. And it may not be until halfway through the season. It may not happen until maybe after the season. Go ahead, Alex.
I'm gonna chime in real quick, guys. You guys, everybody's right on everything. What you said, even the commentators on YouTube. We don't know. We just don't know.
We don't know.
And for us to even speculate on text messages, all that stuff, it doesn't matter. You know what? And I love you guys' show, but let's not focus on this. Let's focus on the players that are in mandatory mini camp right now. You saw Bo Nix. He came out. He wasn't on 11-11 drills. This is all information I get from iHeart Sports. He was on 7-on. He wasn't on 7-on-7. He was just throwing around. He's rehabilitating his 5th ankle surgery. We should be more concerned. Is Bo Nix worth $60 million a year after this year? Those are the kind of questions we want to ask. Remember that the guy that we just got from the UFL, the wide receiver, that big guy. The Broncos signed. We need to talk about positive things. The Cooper thing is an unfortunate situation. Until real details come out, we as journalists, and I call you guys journalists because you guys have a show, you have a podcast, you have a platform. Let's wait until things happen. Every time my partner Joe Rico on the radio, we talk about things like this, I'm like, I get so eerie and weary because I don't want to talk about that because we don't know. But what we do know is who's in camp. We know that J.K. Dobbins says, I'm not getting hurt this year. I like the fact that the Broncos got Jalen Waddle. These are all great things. The Cooper thing should be this small. And maybe we should say, hey, maybe if Cooper doesn't come in, we can get those 9 sacks that Von Miller got last year for the Washington and bring those over here and be a leader over here. I don't know. Just my thoughts, man. I love you guys. You guys are doing great. And by the way, Adon, your voice, you sound like Alan Roach a little bit, just so you know. Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros. I love it, man. You guys are doing great, man. I love it.
Thank you.
You guys are great, man. That's all I got to say about that, man. I mean, what do you guys think, man?
I always say that I wish
positives.
I always say that I wish my voice was deeper, but I appreciate the compliment. Thank you.
It's good.
Hey, Alex, just so you're aware, his head is already big as it is, so don't get it any bigger, bro.
I went out to walk out of my room sideways.
I know you said I was listening to the show earlier, Adon, and you said your dad was a Rico Tovar fan.
Tovar fan, yeah.
So you're Mexican like me, right? But yes, remember, and do you remember the guy El Mascarado de Plata?
Mm-hmm.
The guy that Vader is portraying as Bronco Libre, and I love it. When are we ever going to mask Bronco Libre? God, these are a lot of loaded questions, man. We want to see the real man behind the mask. I love it, dude. I love it. I love your guys'
what's
stick.
Funny? What's cool, funny, man, that you say that is that I was at work at the beginning of OTAs yesterday, and I didn't have my mask on me, so I had to do a video real quick, and I did it without my mask. And somebody in the comments saying, "Oh my God, I think this is the first time I've ever seen you without your mask," and so forth. And I'm like, you know what? I go, just think of it as being unmasked.
Oh,
so it was
that's
dirty.
Cool,
yeah.
That's dirty. I love it.
You get the full Bronco Libre.
Yeah.
But what do you guys think about? What do you guys think? I mean, you guys. I'm not. I'm just saying. I mean, mini camp started 14-3 season last year, guys. Your thoughts on what? Just a little bit spitballing stuff around.
I only wanted to get the Cooper stuff out of the way because as much as we love to talk about the good stuff here, we also it's yin and yang.
It's important.
It's important. So that's already out there. We did a whole episode about it last week, and I'm pretty sure when more stuff comes up, we'll talk about it. Absolutely. But now with that transition, we can move over to the actual title of today's show, which is the new contract that the Broncos gave Sean Payton. And I wanted to talk about this specifically because I was one of the few people who, when the Broncos went and acquired his services and they gave up a first-round draft pick, which is the one that the Broncos got from Miami after they traded Bradley Chubb. At first, I thought I was a little bit skeptical. I'm not going to lie to you. But after seeing the disaster of a train wreck that was the Nathaniel Hackett experience, I figured, hey, Sean Payton was just sitting across from what's his name, Colin Cowherd, just running his mouth every single week, saying, obviously saying what we were saying in terms of Nathaniel Hackett is an idiot, but that he could do better. So it was like, okay, if you could do, the Broncos were like, all right, well, come on in. They talked to the New Orleans Saints. They bought the remainder of his contract for the first round draft pick or whatever. And Sean Payton came in. And I won't lie to you guys, those first couple of games were rough. They were rough, especially that Miami game, which at this point turned out to actually be the catalyst.
The 70-point banger on that one?
Correct. The 70-point banger. We, as all Broncos fans, we were all just mortified, embarrassed to say the least. And some of us have actually sat through the 43-8 Super Bowl. Some of us have sat through the destruction that was Joe Montana and Jerry Rice in that Super Bowl back in the late 80s. Even further than that, like, there are Broncos fans who have sat through worse or just as bad, depending on who you talk to.
Pain, yeah.
Even after a Bronco Libre freaking tomahawk drop with the elbow, even worse than that.
Right?
And the thing that gives me such joy is that they came to Chicago after that following week, and every single person on my walk up to Soldier Field asked me the same question. It's like, how do you think the Broncos are going to do after last week? Do you think the Bears can hang 80 on them? And I would say, no, the Bears are not going to hang 80 on them, because the Bears and the Miami Dolphins are two different teams. But it can't get worse than last week. That's all I kept saying. It can't get worse. It can only get better. In my head, I was thinking first round draft pick. Can we get another Von Miller? Can we get the next big quarterback? Like, my mind was racing a mile a minute. And for that first half of that game, it almost looked like it was going to happen. The Broncos were down 20-something to 0. Not a point was scored. And if you watch the second half of the game, it's like they found new life. They came out, the defense looked like the 2015 defense all of a sudden. They were getting to Justin Fields. They were rattling him. They were getting the turnovers. Russell Wilson was putting the ball where it needed to be, and the Broncos won that game. Kareem Jackson got the last-minute interception off of Justin Fields, sealing it. And for a minute there, it felt like hope was restored. The Broncos finally got their first win of the season. They turned it around where they weren't going to be the worst team in the NFL. Like, it gave us hope out of the desperation and despair that we were carrying around that entire week, where we wanted everybody fired, regardless of who you were, regardless of how much you made. We just wanted like a clean slate that early in the season. So since that win here in Chicago, the Broncos from that point up until where they are now have been just incredibly, phenomenally incredible. And Sean Payton, I will eat crow when I said that I didn't think you were a right fit for this team. Could he have done what he could have done with Russell Wilson, even if he didn't go get Bo Nix? Because I've also been asked that. Maybe. He did kind of fix Russell Wilson, even though he wasn't his quarterback. And in a multiverse, in another universe out there, Russell Wilson is still a quarterback. But thankfully in this one, he's not. We got Bo Nix, and Bo Nix is going to come in harder and stronger than ever this coming season.
So going back to when we're talking about me being unmasked with the comment here, Tim Dog coming out, don't call me out, Libre. I didn't recognize him the first time without his mask. So I don't know if we ever told this story here on our show, but I have been on the Oukast show and we talked about it. So very first game last year, or it was the very first game last year at home with the Titans. And Tim goes, hey, I'm looking for Libre. Do you know where Libre is? And I'm just barely setting up. And I'm like, Tim, it's me. He was like, what? No, that's not you. Like, how am I? Like, it was just crazy. It was ridiculous. I still mess with him every so often. I go, come on, bro. You didn't even recognize me.
You know what, man? I know you guys know the Horseman tailgate guys, right? Of course. I mean, those guys are your brothers and good family to the Orange and Blue Network. But you know what? I think dressed up as Bronco Libre, dude. I mean, I don't have I got a girl. All right, I'm happily 14 years. I'm happy. If you're a single guy, you want to get some girls, hang out with Bronco Libre and go to a pregame show and get pictures with Bronco. Who wants a picture with Bronco Libre? Who wants a picture with Bronco Libre? Dude, they'd be like, it would be unbelievable. So I think I like the shtick, man. I think it's awesome, man. I love it. I love the fact. I love everything that you guys are doing. Adon, to your point though, about you commented about the contract. You said, hey, 5 year, was it 5 year extension? 5 year extension. He's making 23 milli. And the way the coaches, because the coaches don't affect the salary cap for players. That's players cap is a whole different ballgame. Ownership, group, build stadiums, pays coaches, different salary cap. They could pay a coach whatever they want, right? So it's the same way with salary cap. Like if you franchise a player, like a quarterback, for example, if you franchise Bo Nix in his 5th year, because he may just get a small little bump, but maybe they're not sure about his injuries, so they don't want to give the whole truck of money. But same thing with coaches. So what happens is in coaching, there's like a 5% rule. It's like if you're the highest paid coach in the NFL, they have to compare that as far as like for coaches how much they're getting paid. So he got a raise in a lot of ways because Vrabel, the people that go to the Super Bowl, coaches like that. So it's crazy like that. You think about it, and I think he deserves it. He's an asshole. I've seen him at tons of press conferences. He just diminishizes. If your question isn't correct, he just crucifies you. I was on a meme one time last year, actually, for training camp. I asked him a question. I said, "Hey, Coach Sean Payton, Alex Ramirez, Molly Sports. Listen, I understand that Bo Nix was at Drew Brees' passing academy last week, first year and second year players." He goes, "Yeah, well, if you would have known about it, you would have known about it yesterday because I told everybody about it. What do you do? I'm so sick of these podcast shows." And I was like, whoa, man, calm down. But all my boys at the fan defended me, and they were like, "Hey, man, that's just Sean Payton." And I like it. I think he's good at what he does, and he'll be the first coach that wins a Super Bowl with 2 different teams. And he's going to stick it to the commissioner because they don't like each other after that whole thing. You guys, you know what I'm talking about, guys.
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys know this.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Well, that's part of, I think, why we have one of the hardest 6-game schedule is because that type of headbutting that they have. And they're like,
yeah,
it looks like the commissioner is just punishing the Broncos based off of that information itself because they do have that beef. And that was Arcadia. That's Tim's other daughter. So, yeah. How you doing, girl? But talking about Sean's contract right now as well, like you said, so he has 2 years. He had 2 years remaining left in his current contract, which this 5-year deal is replacing that. So he is now going to be the coach until
they just tear it up. They just tear it up, throw it out.
Yeah, they just tear it up, threw it out, and it's replacing the last 2 years, and then just giving him these next 5 years. So he's going to be
all guaranteed.
The head coach through the 2030 season itself. On here, it doesn't specifically say the exact dollar amount or anything.
Well,
like
I just explained it to you guys. So the way I sell. So the way if a franchise quarterback, the highest one gets 90 million a year, and the 5th one gets 75 million a year. He falls in between that. He falls in between that kind of category for coaches. Anyways.
But no, which is good and perfect. And you know what? And that's what's crazy about this deal as well is like that's going to be like the last year in this current stadium because we're going to be in the new stadium in 2031.
I know where you're going with this one, Bronco Libre. It hasn't been decided where the stadium's actually going to be built. Speak on that, man. Speak on that because that's important, right?
No, exactly. Because as of yet, even though they they've come out and said that the preferred site, and that's the
Barnum Yards.
The verbiage has been Burnham Yards this whole time. Nothing's in concrete yet. The Broncos have the right now to buy part of the CDOT or the water that's right there by where the site is at.
Denver Water.
The Denver Water, yeah. So and it's going to be like $45-point-something million that what is currently owed by Denver, and they're basically buying it at face value. Like they're not paying anything more; they're paying for what Denver owes it. But that's not going to happen until the fall. If that's going to be the happening. They need to start getting construction like soon because not only it's just not the site that needs to be taken care of, like the stadium, It's the whole infrastructure of I-25,
Right.
6th Avenue, 8th
Oh my
Avenue,
God, what a mess.
everything. It's going to be a disaster here over the next 5 to 6 years.
Yeah.
So they need to start that. They should have started yesterday, honestly, because the amount of time that's really going to take and how much it's going to affect traffic here in our already congested area here in Denver itself is going to be crazy. I'm just glad I don't have to drive by there every single day, which I'm glad of that because I go straight into downtown from the north side. So I miss all of that, but it's still going to be something that's still going to affect my drive getting in there. I might have to find back ways of getting.
And that's weird that you say that because the traffic's going backwards, and that's how bad the traffic's going to be, even though you're not even going into the meat of the. Yeah, you're right, man. I'm not disagreeing with you, man. It's going to be a mess, whether it's at Burnham Yards or they're saying potentially in Lone Tree, or even out. I mean, our infrastructure and I'm a Colorado guy, all right. So this situation could have been unfucked. All right, I'm going to say it because it's a podcast. FCC doesn't guide us right now, boys. But this situation got unfucked when Governor Lamb, 26 years ago, had the chance to expand our highways. And this is the truth, Bronco Vader, Libre, is that we could have had 6-7 highway lanes going into different parts, and they never did that. Now we're paying the repercussions because it's now over saturated at this point, and it's going to be hard to do that. Adon, you're in Chicago?
Yes, sir.
Just a quick question. Can I ask Bronco Leader, can I ask him a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
The Indiana Bears, really?
Hey, there's a lot of pissed off Bears fans here.
Yeah,
we talked about it on the overtime segment last week.
Last week, yeah.
And so far, it kind of looks like it's not written in stone, because there's quote unquote still a chance where the Bears can still move to Arlington Heights. They just want the state of Illinois to play ball. And they want, it is what it is. That's basically what it is. The Bears want the taxpayers of Illinois to be on the hook in some way for the building of that stadium. The Bears don't want to be.
They don't have an owner. Like they don't have Walmart owning those guys.
No, the McCaskies own it, and they don't even own Soldier Field. They just own like certain rights, but those rights are set to expire, I think, within like the next year or two.
Yeah, but I understand
from an article that I read.
There are big, from my understanding, there are bigger tax breaks in Indiana.
Yeah,
that helps. Would make more sense for a team like that to relocate, and it's not uncommon, right? You got the New York Jets, you got the New York Giants, right? You got the LA Rams, you got the LA Chargers. So is this something that teams possibly, you think, Adon, in your opinion, are going to be? I mean, states that can't produce their own, they have to share a stadium. It's weird, isn't it? To me, I mean,
well,
are the Bears going to be playing at what's that stadium called? The Colts Stadium?
No, they're not going to play there in Indy.
Lucas Oil?
Yeah, no, they won't be there. They're going to play.
No.
They're going to be in Hammond, Indiana, which is just across the state line.
It's like
right?
30 minutes away.
I've never been, so I don't. So educate me, guys. I didn't know about that.
The thing that hurts the most, it's the fact that it's the Bears, and the Bears are one of the oldest teams in the NFL. So if before all this happened, if you would have asked any NFL fan which team would move, I'm pretty sure they would pick the Bears last, because they're one of the oldest franchises since the NFL was
storied franchise, man.
Yeah, storied franchise. And if you've been a Bears fan, you know that's how it is. But then again, Libre and I, we always keep saying we always root for the name in the front, not the name in the back, for that same reason, because stadiums are just like players. There's no guarantee that a player, when they're drafted, that they're going to finish their career here in the team that drafted them. It would be really nice.
I love that, guys. I love that.
It would really be nice to have Von Miller still a Bronco, and I'm pretty sure there are other teams that would say the same thing, but then we wouldn't have free agency in that regard. It wouldn't be as exhilarating. So I think that's what really hurts Bears fans the most, is the fact that a lot of them have been Bears fans for years. Their family in previous generations were Bears fans for years. And it's just all about, at the end of the day, it's all about money. They want the governor of Illinois, Pritzker, to kind of fold and say, all right, the state of Illinois will put up so, and the McCaskies, the Bears, will put up so. And the Bears are going to want rights to, merchandising and venue and parking and everything that they're not getting at Soldier Field right now because the city of Chicago is getting it. The Bears want that. They want as much money as they can.
By Felicia, that's not happening.
That's why that's where the impasse is, because when the Super Bowl, if they can get a dome, when the Super Bowl comes a knocking, the economy that the Super Bowl brings to everywhere it goes each year is, my goodness. I can't even begin.
Don, real quick, I'm gonna now see. I love this. I love intelligent conversations when you guys know what you guys are talking about. So let's rewind a little bit back what you were talking about, where the Broncos make this decision on what stadium, where the area that's gonna be built at, right? So World Cup, obviously you guys are watching that.
I'm watching it right now.
40 countries. Mexico plays tomorrow. United States.
Yep,
Messi had a hat trick last night. I mean, this is ridiculous stuff.
The GOAT.
You can't even make this stuff up. But do you know that in, I believe it's June 2031 or 2000, I think it's 2030 or 2031, excuse me, the Women's World Cup will, the United States has bid and they got a host country. Now, can you imagine if they build a stadium, which is an incentive for the Walter Penner Group, right? To get the stadium built by the time the World Cup has a, country that hosts it, and we can get that to inaugural our new stadium with World Cup women. That's how you start the party. That's how you get WrestleMania. That's how you get Super Bowls. Those are the kind of things you want to do, right? And I think that's where their mindset, I think they got to get 2031 is their target date to get this stadium complete. I don't know. Just a thought, guys.
I agree with you. Just with the new the women's soccer team that we just landed here in town.
Denver Summit.
Yeah, the summit itself. So just that alone is already going to be a good pitching point to FIFA for the World Cup with the women's part of it itself.
That's right.
Look we have the Denver Summit here. Look at the record number of season ticket holders that we have now here in the Denver area, which they broke records immediately before their first game ever being played here.
Right.
And them selling out. It was like over 60,000 fans. They played at Mile High Stadium at the one of the games. Yeah. A record alone again for the women's soccer
to a 0-0
game. Yeah,
game. I'm like, oh my god.
That alone right there is already a selling point, and it's not even really a selling point. It's like, this is what we do. This is what Denver is capable of doing, and this is what is going to happen. And then you have this nice, beautiful stadium to boot and get that done. Like,
and
trust me, I feel like
Walmart will be like, we'll just take over the whole FIFA. A sponsorship, and that's that. How you like me now?
Yeah.
And Ghana just scored at the 90-minute mark, and the extra 6 minutes, and the game's about to end. That's crazy.
Right on. Hey, listen, guys. I'm gonna jump off here in a minute. I just want to tell you guys. I think you guys are very well oriented with sports. You guys got a great pulse on what you guys are talking about. And I think nothing but success to all you guys, man. You guys are great.
Alex. Appreciate you.
Also, real quick, I want to give a shout out to my boy Jorge Montoya. It's always I always, after I leave their program on Mile High Oukast, I learn new things. All right, it may not be good things all the time, but I learn a lot of things. But I love my boys, Tim Borrego and Oukast and everybody at your organization. I wish you guys nothing but luck and great. Get those sponsors, guys, because that's how you get paid. You don't do this shit for free. All right, exactly. I got 24 sponsors that I just love getting those Venmos and those Cash Apps every day, man. And you guys will too. Stick to it. 14 years for me. You guys, I can't wait to see you guys 14 years from now. And I'm on your show again, man. Nothing but love and respect. So keep going. You're doing. I'll keep watching the show, but I got to bow out because I got to go to the bathroom and I got to eat something, man. All right.
They're fine. They're fine.
All right,
Thank
man.
you
All right,
again
God
for
bless
joining
you.
on the
God
show
bless you
today,
guys.
Alex.
Take care.
Much
Take care.
love.
Remember, your health is your
Mhm.
wealth, guys. God bless. All right.
Yeah.
Take care.
Yeah, bye.
Have a good one, Alex. Thank you.
Bye-bye. You're welcome.
And then now you're talking about George, talking about with Alex on the show as well. What's happening, Vato Loco? Do you even Broncos, bro? Let's go. And then just going back to the topic of the show today here, my cousin Juan coming in as well. Coach deserved the contract. Look what he has done for us in the short time that he has been here. We needed a great coach here to go with what the Super Bowl. Like, that's what our ultimate goal is again. And it's coming this year. Like, that's already the anticipation, Primo, that it's Super Bowl or bust, because of what we were able to do last year. The expectations now are super high. We know we're one broken ankle away from being in the Super Bowl itself. So that's our expectations. We already got that. And then I have my buddy Antonio Acosta, Bronco Tiz in the house. What's happening? He goes, I'm glad that we stuck with VJ. It's one of the bad characters in the locker room, So that's what it is. It's like, that alone, having him in there, because like you were talking about with the Miami game, it could have been very easy to say, you know what, you're done, and that's a lot of what a lot of people were saying. Like, you don't even pack your bags, just stay here in Miami. You don't even need to come back to Denver with us. But again, and then going with Cooper as well, it's like the bad characters in the locker room. Like, that's what you have to. That's what one thing that I love about this coaching staff that has done very well is that culture in the locker room is one of the best in the league. And that's why players want to come here and play. Yes, we wanted Jalen Waddle, but guess what? We wanted him last year. The price tag was too much that Miami was asking for. We got him at a great deal during the offseason this year. So I'm excited about that itself. And then talking another things real quick, Boomer Sooners, that's Georgia's team. College World Series is on, but it's FIFA. It comes on every 4 years, so we'll wait for College World Series another day.
Oh man, I mean, this has been like a crazy show, Libre. Like, when I tell you that we don't plan for anything, we literally don't. Like, we have been all over the place so far today. And it hasn't even been the overtime segment of the show yet.
I know, right? And and that's the part of it that I like about, because we don't have a true skip. Like how you say, we don't have a script. We go with what comes about. And then just like when we were talking about Chicago and all that, and like Bronco Tiz is saying, with the Bear Stadium, and it does open the Pandora's box itself for the Bulls, the Blackhawks, the Cubs, the White Sox. Like, it does really do that, because then it's like, hey, Chicago's one of the Bears are one of the oldest teams here in the city. And if they're willing to skip town, why not us? And that's a true story right there. One of the worst ones will probably hit any of them would probably be the Cubs next, and then the Bulls,
I wholeheartedly agree. But the only issue with that, Libre, is that Jerry Reinsdorf owns, I don't think he owns the Cubs, but he owns the White Sox, the Bulls, and the Blackhawks. So it's very hard to get him to do anything. The White Sox surprisingly have shown success. I will say the Bulls were disappointing, and the Blackhawks were disappointing this past season. The Cubs, different owners, but they're disappointing as well. So Chicago, in certain aspects, needs a miracle. They need some help, and hopefully this tug of war of is it staying, is it going, will end soon, because even though I'm not a Bears fan, Libre, I really do hate that they're going through this, because it sucks. It's putting their love, maybe not love of football, but their love of their team in jeopardy. Because I have heard legitimately people say that if the Bears go to Indiana, they won't be Bears fans any longer.
Well, and think about this as well. Kansas City has already moved. They're going to be moving to Kansas City, Kansas. They're not going to be in Kansas City, Missouri anymore. So as of the 2030 season or the 2031 season, I can't remember which one it is, but they are going to be moving over the state line as well. So, and that's set in stone. So Kansas City, Missouri is losing the Chiefs because they didn't want to foot the bill for a new stadium. And KC Stadium is one of the oldest ones, one of the older ones as well, that need upgrades and all that. And the city didn't want it. So the Kansas City goes, well, we'll go across the river into the other state line, and we'll go into Kansas City, Kansas. And they made that quick.
I will say, though, just one more point about the Sean Payton contract. I do hope that what happened in that, AFC Championship game is, I hope he really did learn from that. Because as much as I give credit to Sean Payton for turning the team around and everything, when I think about that game, that still bugs me, because it's like, yes, I know you didn't have Bo Nix, and I know we've talked about it on the show before, but we'll talk about it again. But I don't think that certain things that he did added up, and they had nothing to do with the fact that Bo Nix wasn't there, because they would have still happened even if it was. Not having a game plan for the weather, being in Denver, and knowing you couldn't use that to your advantage against New England, who had even more snow at their stadium had the AFC Championship game been played over there, and just taking chances when you really didn't need to. Okay, especially when you saw your offensive line, who, by the way, is rated to be the best offensive line in the NFL once again this coming season. You've seen them getting beat at the point of attack, and you don't have J.K. Dobbins, you don't have Bo Nix, and you had a week's time. Most backup quarterbacks don't have a week's time, Libre. They only have literally seconds. Everything that they learned in practice. So Jarrett Stidham had more than enough time to try to get ready for that game, and I give him credit. He did what he could. He had moments where he shined. He had moments where he didn't. But hey, we knew what we were getting into, and I'm pretty. And Libre will tell you it was city for a whole 7 days. The banners, the memes, the pictures, all that stuff. So,
no,
but
you're
again,
right.
But again, the coaching at the end of that game, that is when coaching really is it matters the most, is the postseason. So hopefully this contract that he got is like, hey, we want you to keep doing what you're doing. What happened at that AFC Championship game, we hope to never see that again. The owners.
No, you're right. And then we have right here, we have Jay, the Dream Weaver, going, what's up, boys? What's happening, Mr. Weaver? Let's go.
Mahai salute to you, Mr. Weaver. Hope you've been well. Long time no see.
So,
it's
right before we go into the overtime section itself, I want to talk about like OTAs, the information that just came out today with the OTAs itself. You have to think about this. It's like, yes, they excused Jonathan Cooper from OTAs for him dealing with his situation. But what Sean Payton did today to the team, saying, you know what, guys, I feel like you guys are doing so well. I'm going to give you tomorrow off. Let's start your offseason right now, just so that you take the break before we go hard during training camp starting next month. So they don't have to report tomorrow for OTAs, which would have been the third and final day of the OTAs itself. He canceled it. He goes, go enjoy the time off. Go have some go enjoy this weekend, which is going to be Father's Day weekend itself. So to all you fathers out there, happy Father's Day for this upcoming weekend itself. But I feel like you have to feel like he was impressed on what this team has already been able to do up until this point, where he goes, why do we even need to have a third day now at this point? If they are going in and he says, take that day off, they're probably ahead of schedule of where they're wanting to be at. And that excites me so much more. I'm super excited for this training camp to come through.
You know what I'm excited for, Libre?
Overtime.
The end of regulation, which means it literally is time for some overtime. Let's go.
Do this.
And welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. This is Broncos Talk Overtime. If this is your first time here, this is the part of the show where Libre and I let down our hair figuratively and talk about anything going on in our lives. Doesn't have to be about sports or the Broncos in general, but if there's a way we can bring it back around, we definitely will. Libre, I don't know about you, but as we were talking with Alex earlier, who, by the way, guys, shout out to Alex for being a good sport and coming on and just being an absolute amazing person on the mic. It's very rare when I get interviewed, Libre. So I kind of felt like a celebrity. I'm not gonna lie. But again, I'm always happy to answer questions. I hope I answer them to the best of his ability. And
wait, before we do it, I want to do something right here.
Shots for OT.
Shots for OT. Let's do this.
Well, I'm out of booze, but I got some water left.
Look at it right here. Let's go.
Got to stay hydrated because I talk a lot.
And it's the only best kind right now, too. Breckenridge Distillery, the Broncos edition. The Mile.
What are you going to do when you run out, Libre? Are you going to go buy another one?
It doesn't matter because, look, I already have another one on tap, ready to go. If I don't want the whiskey, I have Casa Breck. There we go.
Libre, you're going to send me back to Chicago without a liver, bro.
Hey, that's not my problem. And trust me, we're going to have tons of it during our tailgate too, because Breckenridge Distillery sponsors my tailgate.
That doesn't surprise me in the most bit. I'm like, somebody's got to be fueling your alcohol.
Yeah.
It might as well be them. But quick reminder for those of you that are fathers, happy Father's Day to everyone. Father's Day is coming up this weekend, this Sunday. It's going to be a busy weekend for me, Libre, because I only work tomorrow and I'm off from my normal job on Friday. But sometimes I just go out and do some Ubering, make some extra cash. But this Saturday, we're having our annual family picnic that we started doing every year after COVID. And if you were a lot closer, Libre, I would invite you, but
right. I can, as long as you pay for my trip to Chicago, I'll go.
Bring Junior with you.
Right. I'll bring him. Ready for the tailgates too, Tiz. Can't wait. It's going to be fun. So talking about the tailgates real quick, Bronco Tiz, Antonio right there, he created a website for all of us Bronco games here. It's called BroncoLibreTailgates.com. That's so you can register so that you can get in on the actions for the tailgate itself. It helps us sponsor us and get the food and the parking spots and everything itself. So if you're out there and if you want to help contribute, donate, or whatever the case may be, please go out there, BroncoLibreTailgates.com, and help support. And again, week 2, Jacksonville. We're going to have a huge tailgate party with the fan group coming up from Mexico. So come out, watch it. It's going to be phenomenal. We're going to start pushing out all that information here soon. I just finished giving the information to Juan, who was the fan of the year in 2022. He's the main contact with all the fan groups out down in Mexico. So super excited for it. Can't wait.
And ladies and gentlemen, before we went on the air, believe it or not, Libre and I were talking about air conditioning and just how important it is to me, because when I drive, most of the time my air conditioning is on in the summer. Like, because one thing I really hate is sweating. You know, I'm already a fat man and I sweat just thinking about it sometimes.
That's what I'm smelling.
Through the microphone. And thankfully I work in a hotel, so the one thing I do value is that air conditioning is no longer like something I have to ask for. But I will tell you, and it almost happens once or twice every year, when that air conditioning goes down, from the time it goes down until they have a service tech come out and service it and fix it, like, if you've never been in a hotel without air conditioning, it gets hot really, really fast. And I work in a conference area. So imagine telling a bunch of people in a conference that the air is not working and all we have is fans. So we go in there and put fans, and it's just like, this has got to keep you cool until the guy shows up from train or whatever. And they fix it. And then when you feel that cold blast kick in once they get it going, oh my goodness, Libra, it is just like, maybe it's because I'm a January baby. That's probably why I love the cold so much, even though I was born in Mexico City. But me, like, I always have a fan on, sometimes 2 cases. The central air, I was telling Libre that central air, if you've never had central air in your house, like, you have no idea what you're missing. Like, it is great. When the air kicks on, it kicks on, and it's like an igloo in this room, and I freaking love it.
Talking about that is exactly one thing that I love as well. Is I love to be in a nice cool area as well. Today here in Denver hit almost 100 degrees. So on Friday here at my house, here in this space right here, was pretty hot because my AC unit went out. And again, this is a PSA for every homeowner that's out there, or anybody that's renting a house that's not yours. Make sure that you have your landlord or yourself going out there and making sure you do the proper maintenance to your AC unit outside. I hadn't done any type of outdoor or anything like any maintenance yet in my house, so we started cranking the AC. And let me tell you, when the AC just stopped working, it was frosted over, like it was the Freon coming into the house. When I went to go check the lines, it was frozen. Like, it was, you just saw it frozen. And I'm like, oh my God, like, what the heck's going on? Then I went out there and I looked at it, and the whole filter on the outside, because it's the outside unit itself, it has the dirt, the debris, just dust everywhere. The whole outer part of the actual filter itself, that's why it froze, because it wasn't able to breathe because of all of that. I did a maintenance on it. I cleaned it all up. It looks like it's perfect now. But then when I went to go turn it back on and see what was going on, then at that point, it still wasn't coming on. Like the cold, like you could feel the air coming through, but there was still no cold air coming through. So doing some Google searches and seeing what's happening, the capacitor itself went dead in my unit. So this is what runs the fan, what runs the coolant, what runs, the whole system itself. I just had that replaced 3 years ago, and this is one of the units that it's like about $100 if you get a really nice one. I just got I tried just going to like my local big box stores like Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware here in town. None of these locations had any of these capacitors. So I had to actually order it on Amazon. So I ordered it on Amazon. I replaced it on Friday. Well, I couldn't find it on Friday, and I had to order it. And then I came in on Sunday, late Sunday, and I didn't do it until the next day on Monday. And let me tell you, my AC has been running since Monday, and it's nice and cool in here. And I'm like, just go out there, PSA, just go out there and do the proper maintenance to your AC unit. It's going to save you some headaches so that this doesn't happen to you what happened to me.
And Bronco Tiz saying, also check the pump. Had mine do that because a pump that pumps condensed water stopped working.
Yeah.
I mean,
everything else on my unit is now working since it's been going on the last couple of days. So, it's, they said, buy a house. They said, it's going to be fun. They said, but you know what? I still wouldn't do anything else with it. Like, I love it because now you get to do all the, yes, you have to do all this work, and it's extra work to do all that. But let me tell you, let's do it. And if you are looking to buy a house or get finance for a house or anything like that, please talk to Bronco Tiz right here, Antonio Costa. He is a mortgage lender, and he will definitely help you out in getting finance for a house. So reach out to him. He'll definitely hook it up for you. Even if it's just something you're in the beginning stages, talk to him. Get approved so that you know what you can afford on a house. So go out there and reach out to him.
Even though we are not sponsored by Bronco Tiz, I think you can say that promo Libre just dropped was on the house.
You're welcome. And make sure that you say Bronco Libre sent you his way, because
you get it
give me
on the house because he sells houses.
Yes, I get it. Well, he doesn't sell houses. He gives you the money to buy the house. Knee slapper.
My joke still stands, damn it.
But if you are in the Denver metro area looking to buy a house, reach out to my son, Emilio Balderrama, and he'll definitely hook you up on buying your house or selling a house if that's the case.
Well, probably, Libre. But again, I'm pretty sure, and I said this to you backstage, I'm pretty sure I'm the only guy in this network who doesn't have kids, doesn't have a family, like in terms of a wife and kids. So it's like, why, unless I hit the lottery tomorrow, Libre, and I win like $1 billion, and then, you know, Broncos Talk was surprisingly off the air.
Hey, you never know what could happen.
You know, and you know, our next stream, I'll be in the Bahamas.
I would hope you'd be streaming live from the Bahamas.
From my coconut hut.
Yes, sir.
No, I couldn't move to the Bahamas. It's too hot there. I'm not a beach guy.
That's why you live in Chicago?
Yeah. That's why I live in Chicago. And I haven't been to the Chicago beach since years. I only went a couple times because I had family that came from Mexico that like, oh, I want to go see Lake Michigan. And it's like, all right, let's go. But the second you step in San Libre, it gets in
everywhere.
That is so annoying. So annoying.
So true. So true.
Because you drag it back with you in your clothes, on your body, in your car, in your house, and it's like, so annoying.
So just I'm just saying, going back to the comments real quick. George put out there mandatory minicamp. Sean sees that this unit is ready to work. That's why he canceled day 3 of OTAs, which was you know, these are mandatory OTAs for the veterans to come in, and like I said earlier, he's seen enough. This team is ready, even though like Bo Nix didn't go through like how when Alex was on with us, and Bo didn't go with the full team 11-on-11, but he was doing 7-on-7 work. But guess what? He's already ahead of schedule of where he's going to be at. I don't know if you saw his press conferences yesterday and today or not, but he's talking about being an MVP. Like, that is what you want to hear from your quarterback. Like, that's what he is. That's his expectations for this year. Even though his name is not in the conversation for it, his name is not in the mix, he's going to put his name in there because he's going to do some great things. Not only, like how you said earlier, the line itself is going to be again one of the best units out there in the league. They are currently the highest paid offensive line in the league right now, but that's also because they deserve it, and they're going to be there. It's going to be JK, like how JK said that his goal for this upcoming year is not going to get hurt, and that's going to happen as well because we have RJ Harvey that's out there. We got our crew, our running backs. We have a 3-headed monster right now. So that's one thing that I'm excited for as well. So I can't wait for this upcoming season. And I'm can't wait until they actually come out with the training camp schedule. I've been getting hit up by a couple friends already talking about, hey, I heard that tickets are going to be coming on sale real quick, like, or not sale, but the tickets are free to get to training camp, but you have to reserve your spot anyway. But they're going to be out there. I go, first of all, the Broncos haven't released the actual schedule yet for training camp. I go, calm down. Cálmate. Yeah. I go, they're going to be announcing it. Typically, they announce it here within the next week or so, like the time framing and so forth. So I'm thinking that they might be announcing it like on the 22nd, 23rd of next week, so Monday or Tuesday, when training camp will come about. And then at that point, then they're going to be able to say, all right, to go out there to Ticketmaster and get your free ticket. But like the facility itself, the way that they've been showing it already, it is phenomenal. It looks beautiful. I can't wait to go out there and check out that the new training facility itself. It looks beautiful. I can't wait for it. But again, sad news did come out of it yesterday that one of the contract workers, they found somebody had passed away over there working. So keeping the guy that passed away, keeping him and his family in your prayers and all that. And pretty sad to hear about that. But you know what? Like, just that alone, like, is just like a little sidebar of it, but the facility itself looks phenomenal, beautiful, and I can't wait to experience it. And it's going to be soon. Definitely, we'll have lots of content with it. Possibly even trying to go live while we're out there on location. They do have a lot of what am I trying to say? Just the amount of stuff that they did there with just the upgrades, just for the players themselves, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Cody Chepa coming in saying, "Daddy Payton deserved the payday."
Yeah. And again, Cody, that wasn't our idea for the title of the show today. We're gonna blame that on Johnny Baki. If you have any complaints about it, go change it. Go to Johnny.
I guess Johnny was probably feeling a little frisky today, but it put a smile on my face. Let me just tell you, and it's better than anything that I can sometimes come up with. Because even I leave that up to Johnny. Because I wouldn't be surprised if he comes on and he's like, "Hey, that was Chat GPT. That wasn't me."
I wouldn't doubt it, but either way,
yeah, I wouldn't put it past him. So, in retrospect, he's what's he saying? He says, "I like the title. He has been a good singer. Daddy blessing his team with sweet, sweet wins." I wholeheartedly agree, Cody. If you missed the earlier part, we had Alex on the show, and I was telling him that I was here in Chicago. I was at that game when I guess you can say the catalyst of that started with this Broncos team. And, after that embarrassing loss to the Miami Dolphins, where they put, 70 on us, which, by the way, the Broncos play the Dolphins in Miami this coming season. And even though it is not the same Miami team from a couple years ago, you better believe that the Broncos got that date circled on their calendar. And they might not put 70 per se on them, but I would imagine that, especially as fragile and the way the Dolphins are currently looking right now, they might be one of those teams that by the time that day comes around, and even afterwards, that the Dolphins are going to be one of the top teams in line for the first round draft pick in the draft next year.
So correction on the game location. It is in Mile High.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was in Miami.
Nope. The December 6th here in Denver.
Oh, that's even worse for Miami because the Dolphins probably can't play in the cold winter. So I feel sorry for what's the young man's name who just got signed to quarterback?
Yeah. Malik Willis. Even Bronco Tiz said it. Miami game is in Denver.
I stand corrected. I thought it was in Miami, but I really feel bad for Malik Willis because he's literally getting thrown to the wolves in Denver in the cold. Yeesh, that's even worse. Holy shnikes.
Keep up the great work, boys. Waddle's going to go off on Miami. You know what? And I said this like a week or two ago, where it's going to be the same scenario like when we traded away Jerry Jeudy. But I feel like Waddle's going to have a great day that game too. And you know what the best part about it is? I'm going to be in attendance.
I will be watching from that bed right behind me, more than likely, because I'll be stuck in Chicago. But hey, I'm always with my Broncos in spirit every single game day that I'm not able to be there physically. And I'd like to think that Bo Nix knows that.
Did you send him a message?
No, but I had a guy named Bo Nix like my comment earlier, even though I knew it wasn't the actual Bo Nix.
That's funny.
That's hilarious. But you know who does follow me legit? John Cena follows me on Twitter.
Can you even see it? Because you can't see him.
I can't see John Cena, but he can see me whenever I post stuff.
Let me tell you, do you know who follow me?
No.
A Super Bowl 50 champion.
He was on the show, not this show, but I know. Was it one of the ones you talked to on another show?
Yeah, Cody
Latimer. Yeah.
Yep.
I was gonna say I know you talked to him. Follow me. Follow me. That's awesome, man. I wish I had one of the Super Bowl 50 players follow me on Twitter. Antonia says Wade Phillips blocked me. Son of bum blocked you?
Oh, that is funny.
That's crazy.
Why would he block you, Tiz? Come on. Look at Cody said he'll be here in Denver for 2 weeks beginning in November, but we'll hit up the Broncos Chiefs game. Hey, if you're going to be here in town for that, please come to my tailgate. Come to the tailgate, Cody.
I'm going to be at that game. I'm bringing my nephew. November 1st.
Yeah.
That's the November 1st game.
Cody, come and hang out.
Halloween weekend. I will be in Denver with my nephew, and it'll be the first time he'll get to see Patrick Mahomes lose in person.
Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, we are going to cut it short because I don't want to keep Libre any longer for his dinner. Sometimes I forget that we are in different time zones. But ladies and gentlemen, it has been our pleasure being able to entertain you guys today. We would like to say thank you to everybody in our chat. Cody Chepa, Antonia Costa, Bronco Tiz, Juan Marquez, Tim Dog, Shai Vargas, Dreamweaver, who was also here, Arcadia Borrego, and her sister Breelyn. Alex, before he jumped in. Again, big shout out to Alex for jumping on and being here with us for a little while, just talking shop, and of course King E Broncos, and of course all of you watching us currently live right here on the Orange and Blue Network and on our TikTok channels, if there's anybody still on my stream anyway. But guys, we are going to head on out of here. But before we do, just want to remind you quickly of a couple of things. If you could show your support for us here by subscribing, sharing, commenting, and liking on this and all of our previous videos of the series. If there's something you heard us say that you agree or don't agree with, please feel free to hit us up in the comment section and we will answer accordingly. Your support goes a long way in getting the word out to Broncos country that we are here and we are not going anywhere. For any business inquiries, you can email at broncostalk2020@gmail.com. Audio listeners, regardless of what platform you're listening us to, please, 5-star reviews are much appreciated. If you like to screenshot it and send it to our Twitter handles, you see it at the bottom. We will be more than happy to read them out loud in the air and give you our thanks and gratitude as well. My Twitter handle is at a 6'10" Mexican. Bronco Libre is at Bronco Libre 5280. Shout out to the sponsors. Yes, if you missed the beginning of the show, we have 2 sponsors now. First, Dubby. If you use the code OBN10, you get 10% off your order at checkout. Shout out to Dubby for being a continued sponsor of this and all the shows here on the Orange and Blue Network. And also, shout out to Lily's Beauty Salon, located at 11776 Kearney Way, Thornton, Colorado, 80233. Their business hours, Monday and Tuesdays are closed. Wednesdays and Saturdays, 9:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Sundays from 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can contact Lily at 720-210-7996. Please keep in mind it's appointment only. Don't go out with that door without looking your very best from Lily's Beauty Salon.
The best fades in the Thornton, Colorado.
That's right, the best fades. Got to talk to Lily. But guys, it has been our pleasure being able to entertain you guys tonight. We hope you enjoyed the content. Please hit up the socials. Help us spread the word to Broncos country that, again, we are here and we are not going anywhere. With that being said, we're going to head on out of here. Enjoy the rest of your day, evening, whenever it is you're watching. And as always, go Broncos!
Go Broncos! And
Let's
happy Father's Day.
And happy Father's Day. Feliz Día del Padre para todos los que celebran. Who are fathers, who are papas,
senor.
Who are like Libre and not like me. Do dog dads count, Libre?
I will allow it just for this one day out of the year.
Yes. You hear that, Scruffles? We're going to be okay.